Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was gonna say I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome to your channel. So today I'm going to speak to the guys. I have to speak to the men. And the reason why I have to speak to the men is because a lot of men are too busy chasing women and they're not investing in themselves. Let me say that again. A lot of men are too busy chasing women and they're not investing in themselves. And the reason why I have to say that today is because a lot of people will go through life, they'll be dependent, they'll be worried, they'll be chasing, they'll be spending money that they don't have because they want to impress, they want to hold down, they want to be laid up with a woman. And even if you're not spending money, because there's still guys out there who have learned to live without money, they're not making money as well. And although money is not everything, it is something that is a necessity in today's economy, in today's world that we live in. Unless you want to live in the forest, in the woods, and you want to hunt for the rest of your life, you're going to need a little bit of cash. And so if you're laid up every single day, instead of getting to a bag, it is more than likely possible that you're still not earning what you should be earning. So, for example, if you got a 9-to-5 job, you clock in every single day, but on the weekends, maybe you do Uber Eats, maybe you do DoorDash, maybe you do something else on the side, but today you're not going to do that because you're laid up with a woman, you're laid up with a man, whatever it is that you like. And then the next weekend you do the same thing, and the next weekend you do the same thing, and the next weekend you do the same thing, and you say, you know what, I need my own pleasure, I need my own enjoyment, I need my own life back. And so you give yourself an excuse to no longer get ahead because that 9-to-5 job was simply keeping the lights on. But that DoorDash, that Uber Eats, all that stuff you was doing on the side was actually getting put towards your savings, actually getting put towards your investments. So now when an emergency strikes, your emergency fund is depleted. You're okay. You're chill. You're riding that wave. It's all good in the hood when you live like you should. You understand me? But now you're still laid up. You don't have an emergency fund anymore. You don't have the savings anymore. And you still allow yourself to crash. You still allow yourself to burn. You still allow yourself to be hit with all of these things to where you cannot get ahead yourself. And that sucks. Now you're terrified. Now you got to do the Uber Eats and the DoorDash because the person you're laid up with, they can't get you out of this mess. They can't save you from what you're dealing with. And you realize, damn, I need this again. I need this money again. All that I saved is now gone. You're back to square one. Not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the third time, not for the fourth time, not for the 10th time, not for the 20th time. You've done this to yourself over and over and over and over again. And you know why? It's because you got comfortable. You got comfortable. Not once, not twice, but way too many times. And you always get comfortable. What's the dollar amount that gets you comfortable? Or is it the women? Or is it the men? Or is it whatever it is? What is it that makes you so comfortable that you stop trying, that you stop doing what got you there in the first place? You see, I don't know what that looks like anymore. I don't know what it's like to be comfortable because I raised the bar every single time. I raise the bar every single time. Some people's goals are too low. The mindset is too low. I have to destroy my own mind sometimes. And I have to say, no, $100 is not enough. $1,000 is not enough. $10,000 is not enough. $100,000 is not enough. Why are you so stuck on those numbers? Why not 3,989? Why not? Why not $389,000 and $900? Whatever it may be. Why not? Why not $599,000 $999.99. Why not? Keep pushing the bar. Why not get a $750,000 house? Why not in 2025? Not in 2030 with inflation and everything else. No, 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 no. Why not get a $980,000 house that's going to touch $1 million in 1 or 2 years? Why not? Why do you shoot so low? Why do you shoot so low? Why do you allow yourself to shoot so low? Why do you stop yourself? Why do you allow yourself to not go any further? Why do you say $10,000 is enough money for me? Why do you think about everything that you would do with that when you don't even have an emergency fund? Why would you invest when you don't have an emergency fund, and every time you invest, you pull that money right back out? You pull that money right back out. You know why? Because you don't have a savings. And so when you don't have savings, you look for money. And when you look for money, you have none. That's what happens when you don't have a savings. You keep doing the same old thing. You keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep going around in circles and circles and circles, and you wonder why. Sometimes I think you just got to break your own head and figure it out, because there's no reason why you should be doing that same thing over and over again and thinking the outcome is going to change, thinking that everything is just going to go well, thinking that you're never going to need to touch those investments again, and you've saved nothing. You didn't save anything. You're looking at your stocks grow, and then you're like, wow, hold on, my car needs repaired. That's over with. My rent's due. That's over with. You saved nothing for your future. How long are you going to save nothing for your future? When you're 25, when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50, how long? Because by the time you are 70, it's too late. Dave Ramsey might think otherwise, but by the time you're 70, it is absolutely too late. How long are you going to allow yourself to keep spinning on the same hamster wheel, to still be in the same debt and not go anywhere? All I'm saying is start to be consistent. It starts with an emergency fund before investments, before anything. It starts with clearing debt before investments, before anything. When you start to clear debt and you start to have a savings, the sky's the limit. Some people should literally just focus on clearing their debt regardless of not having a savings account, because if you don't have a savings account, I promise you, you can figure it out. Especially if you don't have a mortgage, especially if you don't have a family, you can figure it out. All you got to do is clear debt right now. Say it with me, clear debt. You can continue to clear debt without an emergency fund, without anything. And once the debt is cleared, you start building your emergency fund, and then you start investing. I said no debt, build emergency fund, start investing. I said no debt, you build emergency funds and you start investing. And you apply pressure to that every single month on the month. Every single 2 weeks on the 2 weeks. However often you get paid, you apply pressure to that. And you live within your means. When I was in college, I had to move off campus. You know why? Because it was $8,000 every 3 months to stay on campus. And I said I couldn't afford this if I tried. I was working 40 hours a week as a security guard already. I was playing rugby on the weekends. I was in school full time. And I said, ain't no way I could pay $8,000 every 3 months. Ain't no way. That's damn near $2,500 every month. I didn't have that. I did not have that. I couldn't do that. And so I had to move off campus and get me something cheaper. $600, $700 a month. That was essentially what I was spending in 3 months. I spent in an entire year. That made sense to me. That was worth it to me. That was going to get me my education and handle business within my means. And so I stuck to my means. I didn't go and shoot above my means. I didn't go for the luxury apartment before I could make sure that I could pay for that luxury apartment. I hate the word afford, so you'll see me skip that 100 times, because we're not looking to just afford something. We're looking to own things within the right time frame. We're not looking to just afford something. We're looking to ensure something works in our best interest every single time. So if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.